Welcome to Still Drippin' Happy Hour.
Welcome to the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. None of the other pod members have elected to join just yet, but we do have a special guest. On Instagram, you can find him at Haven't Shoe Heard. His name is Jamaine, and I'm going to kick it to him right now just to get started. Jamaine, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I think here comes actually Daniel King in the chat now. What's up,
No,
Dan?
baby boo, what it do, honey do?
Baby boo. I like that.
Do y'all like what I look like tonight? I look terrible. I looked at myself in the mirror for the first time and I was like, whoa.
It's that work from home life.
Sheesh, dude.
You gotta get up and take a shower, man.
It's amazing. It's a miracle that I've showered at this time of day, honestly.
Work from home. Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jamaine, we're just gonna jump into this. Why don't you tell us why you wanted to come on this pod? Well, you didn't want to come on. We asked you to come on. But just tell us where you're from, your upbringing, and what you do. This is a little different.
Okay, no problem, man. No, I didn't ask to come on. You did ask me to come on. It's
Yeah, we
great.
did.
I really appreciate it. It's always good to talk with good people and have conversation about creating things and stuff like that. But my upbringing, I'm originally from New Jersey, Jersey City, New Jersey, to be exact. Inner city kid, into sports, style, hip hop, basketball mainly. Football was my first love. Um, Pretty much was an easygoing kid, stayed out of trouble, stayed in the sports. My mom definitely made sure that I stayed out of trouble. And what was good for me was the transition on the summer times. My mom used to send us down to Georgia in the South to keep us out of trouble in the inner city, which was a good thing. So I got to experience both worlds, inner city life during my school years, time for school, and then the summertime, we would transition down to Georgia and hang out down there. But Georgia today is something totally different than what it was back then.
Yeah. I mean, that's our whole world, isn't it?
So my occupation is my upbringing, where I'm from, is Jersey City, obviously, like I said, and also I joined the military at 18. So I would transition from Jersey City to the military, and I did the Navy. I was in the Navy for 20 years, 20 plus years to be exact. And I learned a few trades. One was steam plant engineering. So that's where I got to tinker around and work with my hands a lot. And also a construction mechanic in the Navy Seabees, which is construction. So I got to work on a lot of construction equipment, dozers, excavators, pavers, all types of big, cool stuff. And not only that,
awesome.
I got to work on tactical equipment as well, Humvees and things of that nature. So after 20 years, after doing that for 20 years, I retired on a Friday, turned around on a Monday, and started working for the Navy doing the exact same thing. And I've been doing that ever since. So, yeah, that's
awesome.
pretty much where I stand right now.
That's
Very
dope.
cool.
Well, thank you for your service. It is always much appreciated so that we can sit here and do things like this. So
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're very welcome.
Well, Jamaine, how did you get into sneakers?
Sneakers has been a love of mine for as long as I can remember, man. Back in the days when hip hop was, and I'm considerably older than you guys. back in the days, and as far as I can remember, man, when hip hop was really getting its start, it was becoming really prevalent and starting to roll. There used to be like a lot of little, not gangs, but groups of people who used to dance, break dance, and stuff like that. And that's where the style came in. And my early stage of loving sneakers was shell toe Adidas, suede Puma Clydes, things of that nature before Jordan even came on the scene. So that's really early. And Pro Kids, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Pro Kids,
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
baby.
we used to wear fat laces and, you know, uh, big socks and things of that nature. And I thought it was pretty cool. And it was pretty cool back then. But, you know, it started to evolve from there. So my love for sneakers has been going for as long as I can remember.
Yeah. Do you remember what the first shoe was? It the shell toe or the Clydes that was
The
like, ooh,
I gotta tell you, man, the first shoe was the Pro Kid New Yorker. It had the 3 or 4 stripes at the bottom of it. That was the absolute first shoe that I absolutely fell in love with. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And if you could get a pair, which we did have a pair, not saying we were privileged or anything like that. Moms were struggling too, but every once in a while she'll pull that ticket and get us some Pro Kids, and man, me and my brother was styling and profiling.
that's awesome. I think everybody that listens to this podcast can relate to that feeling. That's a universal feeling, isn't it?
Cool.
So, when I guess it was probably upon your retirement that you talked about. When did you get into making these? You got a few signs behind you. We got a few pictures of signs that we can put up here. When did you get into doing this type of stuff?
Well, that was a hobby. My son asked, he requested, he was like, Dad, um, you can make me a shoebox like this. So he showed me a shoebox that's like a chest at the bottom of someone's bed with a whole bunch of sneakers in it. And it was okay. It was a great idea, but the execution I thought was pretty shoddy. And I don't, and I said, yeah, son, but if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna really do it. So I purchased me a CNC routing machine and learned how to use that and started engraving little images in wood and stuff like that. The whole concept of putting it together, I already had that because, you know, I worked in the naval construction. So when I wasn't doing mechanics work on projects, when everything was up and running, I'll go over with the builders and go dabble with them and learn their trade. So I learned woodworking, I learned plumbing, I learned electrical, I learned a lot of stuff because that's how I am. I'm a tinkerer, I'm hands on and all that good stuff. So I told my son, it'll be a few months, but yeah, I'll make you one. And I absolutely did that. I learned how to use the CNC machine. I engraved all these Jordan logos all over his shoebox, and I made him a huge shoebox with for like 16 shoes, and it looked exactly like a cement three, black cement three
Mm.
box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he told me, and that's when he told me, he was like, Dad, you need to put this on the internet. I was like, you put it on the internet. You're the one that I mean, you the one got followers and a page because I wasn't on social media at all. I used to be on Facebook, but you know that kind of got me in trouble, and I got off that real quick, real quick. But yeah, that's how it all began. My son requested something from me, and I just went all out, man.
That's
That's
so
really
dope.
cool.
Yeah.
That is so dope.
Dan, you got any questions off of that?
I've always wanted to build one of those. Always. I've like that has been one of those things that you just like randomly see like once every 6 months on
Mhm.
Instagram or Twitter, and you're like, shoot, that thing is like way better than my freaking plastic container store boxes that I use to put shoes in. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I
So
like to do. Go ahead. You go ahead.
well,
No,
After
you,
that.
keep going, keep going.
yeah, keep going.
I like to deviate from the norm. I like to break from the box, or the mold. If I see something, yeah, I'll get inspired from it. But my whole MO is to just go 180 out from that and change it. Just do something totally different. And once I made his shoebox, then I started like saying to myself, man, I would absolutely love to have my own shoe room. And if I had a shoe room, what would I put on the walls? Not shoes, but yeah, shoes. I would put silhouettes of shoes. And I started with the Jordan 1, and I messed with that thing so much, mess with it, mess with it, mess with it. I said, what can I do to this thing that's like nobody else's? And I did it, and I showed it to a couple of friends of mine, and they were like, "Oh my god, dude, this is killer." And I just started from there. I just kept going, man. It
Yeah,
never stops. And to this day, I'm still working on silhouette.
that's
Man, that's awesome. You had to like though. I mean, a CNC machine. What is that like? $3,000, $4,000, $5,000?
Well, the first one that I purchased was maybe $1,000, but I did
Okay.
it a la carte. I just bought parts that I couldn't make. I bought parts that I could make. I made, and that's
Okay.
how I saved a lot of money. Because remember, I work in a machine shop as well, so I was able to make my own parts.
That's
that's
dope.
awesome. Do you make all of these designs? We were talking before the show, and I have a machine that's similar. It's like a laser cutter machine. But there's definitely not files for sale that are this intricate. Like you put these together piece by piece, right? Like
Yes,
each.
it's all separate pieces. I think the Jordan 1 has about 13 pieces.
Do you
That's
create the
awesome.
file for it yourself?
Yeah, I draw it, I create it, and I edit it the way I want it to look, and then I make it.
What are you drawing in to get it to this level?
Well, it depends on what silhouette I'm working on. Sometimes I use Adobe Illustrator.
Okay.
I just trace the image just to get a generic shape of the shoe, and
Yep.
then I import it into a different software. The software that I import it into is the same software that I draw and cut the pieces with, and it's called Aspire. It's called Vectric Aspire.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
These
Thank
things are
you,
so cool.
yeah, they
thank you.
are. The What? How do you determine? So I'll give a little bit of background. I was looking on your website and um, your prices. So I've never looked at your website before I asked you to come on because I
Hmm.
just assumed that the price range was way out of what I could afford.
Right,
And your prices were like I don't know if it was these Jordan ones, but some of them were only $85. And I say only
correct.
like that. That's pretty reasonable for anything that you see like on Instagram of this quality is usually going to be like $200. I feel like. So why do you keep your prices at that level? And yeah, just talk about that.
Well, obviously, prices has gone up due to the fact of COVID and limited supplies and things of that nature. I have put my website on hiatus, and the reason why I do it is because I have custom orders as well. So
Mm,
people would email me their custom logos and things of that nature, and I work with them one on one, and that's time consuming. So I can't address constant orders from my website and custom orders as well. So every once in a while, I'll open the website up. Okay, you want
mm.
some stuff? Boom, boom, boom. Let's do it. And sometimes I close it down, especially around this time. I'm a I'm a one man army, man. It's just me. That's it. There's nobody else. I'm cutting every piece. I'm designing everything. I'm painting everything. I'm putting it together. I'm shipping it. I'm doing the Instagram. I'm doing the ship. Everything. I'm doing
And
it all.
And you have a full-time job on top
And
of
I
doing
have
this.
a full-time job. And I got a to-do list, a honey-do list to go too. Yeah. So it's very much time consuming. And you know, I like working with clients and I love doing custom work, one-of-one work. That's my absolute love. But creating these silhouettes and seeing them on the wall, dude, I said, dude, I'm good at this. I'm good. I really am good at this. So.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like someone who can appreciate their work too, because sometimes you just get so lost in the sauce. You turn around and you've been doing something for 10, 15, 20 years and you don't
Yeah.
ever step back and say like, hey, like I'm actually doing good at my job. Like I am good at what I'm doing. And
It's
I think a
funny
lot of
that
the
you say
time,
that. That's very important because I do step back. And the way I step back is shut down the website, minimize my orders, and just take a breather and be like, yo, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
nice. I want to do one of these. I got so many ideas, bro. I just put it in my phone. Every time I think of something, I just put it in my phone, just little notes. There's just so much more I want to do.
So that actually leads us into one of our next questions. What I've seen Jordans, Kobe's, pennies, bronze, Air Max. I think I've seen a Yeezy or maybe just a Yeezy sign. But what is like the next silhouette that you like really want to try to do? I've
Uh,
seen the Jordan 12. I think is the newest one you're working on, right?
I'm gonna show you that Jordan 12 before we get off of it.
Oh, okay.
I got a flu game, and I also have a playoff 12.
oof.
A taxi, I should say. I'll
Oh,
show you that before we're done. But my next silhouettes I want to work with, I want to do I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. The in your 3.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is a killer colorway. I want to do that. I want to
Yep.
do the 4 as well. There's a couple of Kobe's that I want to crush, like the Grinch. I've been working on that Grinch for so long, man.
That's detail right there.
It's got a lot of detail and a lot of little intricate pieces, like the little scales and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to do it flat and just carve out little scales. I don't want to do that. No. I wanted to elevate and be as close to the shoe silhouette as possible. So you can imagine how much work that would take.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about seeing that. I mean, that's got to be like what 1,000 iterations to try to
Yeah.
get that shoe to where you want it to be.
And trust me, that won't be $85. There's no way.
Yeah. No kidding.
But what's
Man.
great about what I do is once I create a silhouette, I have it for life. I
Yep.
can make it as big as I want and as small as I want. So I had people request a 3-foot and a 4-foot shoe. And I'm like, yo, let's do it. It's huge.
Yeah.
And it looks so dope. And he wanted to use it for a storefront because he owned a sneaker cleaning facility up in Chicago. And he wanted to use it for his storefront sign. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's make it happen.
That's
How are
awesome.
you? Do you show up at USPS and you're like, all right, boys and girls, we got this. This is what we're shipping today.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do. Sometimes I just get online and schedule a pickup. They'll come right to the front door and scoop it up, whoop, and go.
That's what I'm talking about. That's dope. That is so dope. And have you? This is not the end, obviously, but have we shouted out all his stuff? We need to make sure everything is shouted out for this man.
Yeah. We'll get to that towards the end.
All right.
Yeah.
You're jumping the gun, man.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm not a hoarder.
He gets on here and just goes nuts whenever he's on. So
It's all
I'm
good.
like the podcaster that comes in like once every 6 months and I just ruin the entire show and everyone's like,
Just go
Daniel's back on
bonkers.
again. Like this
Yeah.
is not going well.
You know what? I like that.
yeah, we need it. It's balanced.
Change the
Yeah.
pace. Change the pace. Change the pace.
It's something. So all right, so you're doing all of these. You're doing all these shoes. You're doing logos. You're doing the Jordan wings. You've got all these things going. Are you do you think your inspiration is coming more from what is currently coming out in terms of, okay, like now we're hitting, dunks. We're going through the dunk phase right now. We're going
Right.
through. Are you just picking and pulling like original colorways of like, we got to get an Air Max 1 in here. We got to get an Air Max 90. We got to get a. Where do you think the inspiration comes from most?
Well, the inspiration comes from me loving sneakers, period. So if no one requested any silhouette whatsoever, I'm gonna make the silhouettes that I think that I can make and make as true and as clean and as identical to the shoe as possible. So that's what the inspiration is myself. Now I do get requests. Hey, can you make an Air Max? Can you make a foam posit? Can you do this? I'll tell everybody. Like I'm not gonna say no, I can't do it. It's gonna take some time, and you can't rush the creative process. So when it's done, I'll either tag you or DM you or whatever the case may be, and let you know. Hey man, I got your shoe. There's one guy who loves Saya Collective. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Saya.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, well, he absolutely loves those shoes. And he was like, yo, I need the silhouette for my wall, blah, blah, blah. It took a few months, and I made the silhouette, and he was elated with it. So, and it's not so much the money either. It's not. The money is good. I mean, I do work hard. I do put a lot of effort into what I do, and I do throw away a lot of stuff as well because I just don't want to ship if it's not A1 100% in my eyes, I'm throwing it away and I'm starting over. Sorry guys, I told you it'll be done by Thursday, but guess what? It looks like crap. I made a mistake. Some glue spilled on it. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be a little while longer. 99.9% of my clients understand that. There's that 1% that I'll have to say, hey, man, I can, PayPal you your money back. No problem.
Hey,
Yeah.
no B
You can-
grades coming out. No
Yeah,
B
no
grades
B
coming
grades.
out of G's factory over
Definitely
here.
not.
No B
Definitely
grades.
We're
We're not
always
shipping
A1.
those down to the Nike outlets anymore. Those things are out the door.
we
A1,
hear
my
about
brother,
those
A1.
people. Those are the same people that our other guests tell us come into their store and get mad at their prices and everything like that. So we always give the option. If you want to call those people out by name, you can feel free on our podcast.
Not necessary.
And we always
don't
say,
even remember them by that. It's been so long.
and we always
Build up
say,
a pretty good rapport.
if you actually believe in a product, you're paying full price. It doesn't matter if you're your friend, your best friend, whatever. I mean, support the people who are out here doing good work. So
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
So with all that being said, okay, you've got sneakers on your wall. What does your sneaker collection look like in terms of physical pairs you put on the feet?
I have quite a few pairs of sneakers, but you got to remember, I spent a lot of time in the military, so I deployed a lot. That and the other while my son was growing. So anything that he can fit during that time span, he blew right through all those sneakers. All the OG sneaker Jordans I had, he blew right through them, which I didn't mind. Like I had original True Blues and this, that, and the other. He blew right through them, which was cool. But currently, if I can't hit them on a sneakers app, and then I'm not getting them. That's how it is. But I don't know. Sneaker apps probably love me, except for collabs. But I get a lot of GRs. So I'm guessing I got about, it's not too many, 50, 60 pair upstairs, something like that.
Hey,
That's wearable. That's wearable.
Yeah.
You have any? So you say wearable. What's something that's sitting there that is unwearable that you're like, I'm keeping them dead stock for the rest of my life, or they are just crumbling and they're just like.
You mean? Well, there's one pair of sneakers that I currently have that's recent, which is I think it's the Lot 30 Dunk from the Virgil.
Yep.
I have a pair of those, and I don't think I'm ever gonna wear those
Yep.
for the simple fact that I got so much love and respect for that dude and how he just tore a sneaker apart and put that thing back together and made it look like a piece of art, man. I mean, absolutely phenomenal shoes that he came out with. Some of them was way off the deep end, but 90% of them, 90% of them, like the 10 and all of that, all those was absolutely amazing.
So you weren't messing with the pink Zoom flies? Come on now.
No, I'm good on that.
With the
I'm
translucent
good
toe
on
box?
that.
Come on. You wear those without socks.
You know, I did go on eBay and buy the twos, the Union twos, both pair. I bought those. I love the way they look. I got them in hand. I still love the way they look, but I was like, well, I got a good deal on them. That's the only caveat to it. I got a good deal on it. Normally, I don't buy resale, and I don't deal with fake shoes or any resources that can provide fake shoes.
Amen.
So
Amen.
I
Thank
try
you.
to stay with the retailer.
Yeah, we appreciate that 100%.
We've had some debates with other guests about the fake shoeisms. So
Yeah.
stay true to what the actual producers are producing.
Hey, I wouldn't even call it a debate. We just stated facts, and they just gave us lies.
This is our curmudgeon Landon that just joined. So
what's up,
buddy? How you doing?
Doing well.
So we're going into winter. You're in Virginia, so you're already pretty much in the cold. What's in the rotation for winter for sneakers?
All ones.
All one.
All
Oh,
ones.
we like to hear that.
Ones.
Amen.
The Shadows, the 2.0s, the Volts. I got a pair of Volts in there. What else? What was those? The ones I forgot what they're called. The brown, burgundy, got a little reflective on them. The ones.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about.
Damn it!
Oh,
About to get some visuals here. Let's go.
It was like a cherry.
line.
Yeah, it was like kind of like
the patchwork.
Patchwork or craft.
I don't think
Craft.
these are patchwork. They might be craft. I don't know, but these
Yeah.
I love these things, and these I love these as well. These five.
This is the Statue of Liberty. Yeah,
These
those are
pretty
clean.
good.
The yellow sole. Hayes love those.
Yeah, those are the craft, the Jordan 1 crafts.
Yeah, those I love those. And these I wear these things to death. I got 2 pair of these.
Those
one
things.
to rock,
Oh yeah.
one to stop.
Those things are amazing.
Look at the creasing in that toe box. This man wears
Yeah.
his shoes. Let's go.
Exactly. I wear mine.
Oh yeah.
I'll wear the hell
Oh,
out
look
of
at
my
he's got the
shoes.
Kobe's too. You talked
balling in
about
those.
you talked about the 50 and the 10s from Virgil. Have you ever thought about doing one of the 50 silhouettes as a sign? That'd be pretty difficult, right? Or just looking at it, it doesn't look easy.
You talking about the shoe itself?
Yep.
I've done a dunk, and the silhouette is the same. The only difference is the little tag at the bottom of the heel with the number on it, and also the string, or the shoestring. It's not difficult. Trust me, I have it drawn up. I just haven't cut it yet.
What do you think? You don't have to give away your secrets. You can no comment this if you want. Would you put an actual string through it on the sign? You would?
Absolutely.
Let's
would.
go. Dan, I put this picture in here because I figured, after your camp out story for these, this is a pretty beautiful shoe right here.
It is. That's magnificent. I think
you like that pigeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In Nashville, when Rooted came out with the black pigeon dunks back in 2017, I sat in line for 24 hours.
I brought you a burrito. I supported the cause. I didn't sit out there
Yes,
because it's too
Landon
cold.
did. Landon did. But I sat out there for 24 hours when it was 30 degrees and just camped for that shoe. I got there on a Friday night? A Friday night at like 9 o'clock, and the release was Saturday night at 8 p.m. And Jeff Staple was there. It was like a meet and greet. It was pretty dope. It was awesome. And they
Nice.
had he had brought all of the Staple pigeon dunks that he had done over the years. So there was a pair of the original pigeons. I mean, it was pretty awesome. But anyways, that is a nice looking shoe. Another
Did you
one that
get a pair?
I did. I got a pair. I got the box signed by Jeff Staple. It's signed.
Nice.
The shoe's signed. Got a skateboard. It's signed. Hanging up.
You won't ever sell that on StockX because it's signed. He ruined it, man. It's not DS
Nice.
anymore.
That's awesome.
Another.
You need to get
one.
a pair of these in the black colorway that you have to put up next to your skateboard. Then
That's right.
You absolutely do need one of those.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a 24-inch shoe right there.
Jeez.
Oh, that's so dope.
Have you ever thought about doing the Yeezy 2, like the Red Octobers?
I have not.
Because when you think about like the detail in the back, at least in like the heel cup with the diamonds,
Yeah.
that one would be interesting. Or like the Solars. The Solars would look good. The Solars are the Platinums. Those would look good.
I love those shoes, man.
Man.
They look those colorways. I absolutely love those colorways.
Top 5.
I thought about
colorways.
doing them. I definitely thought about doing them. I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Well, maybe you and I will have to talk about that at some point.
My man.
Hey, I previewed this too early. Would you ever do one of these? It's the Pokemon collab from Puma.
Yeah. I think I've seen that on one of my feeds. I think Nights Kick posted that. But yeah, I would do it if it was requested. Yeah, definitely.
Landon, would you request one of those?
I'm not messing with Puma. Come on now.
You're not messing with Puma, huh?
You would mess with Pokemon shoes, just not Puma.
100%. Yeah.
No, come on. That's ridiculous.
Landon is he's our token. Like he comes in, and if there's like a Lucky Charms collab or like a Teletubbies collab, Landon's all over that.
I love colors, right?
Wow. There's nothing wrong with colors, man. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. See, he's on my side. Y'all get out of here.
Everything I do, I want it to be custom. I want my client to tell me, hey, I don't want the typical Jordan 11. I want orange and purples and this and that. And guess what? I'll sit there and I'll vibe with them and see what they're thinking, and I'll make it happen for them. And that's just what it is. So if you want Pokemon or what's the Donatellos and all that, you want all that, I got
Sean Witherspoon.
Like
Let's go. Yeah, hey, have you done a Sean Witherspoon? Have you done a 971? Talk about colors. Woo.
I haven't done one of those yet. And that would be a good one.
That would be a good one. You're in Virginia. I mean, you can just walk it down to. Is the round 2 in Virginia still open? I don't think they are.
I think they're up in Richmond, but I don't know if it's still open.
Okay.
I haven't been there several times. I've been there several times, but I haven't been there recently.
All right, this is my last question, and then I'll let everybody else throw in their last question too. But so, talking to people that either have their own side hustle or entrepreneurs or just advice for your younger self, what would you say to them?
My younger self. Oh, man. Don't waste time. Don't BS. Stay true to what you think is right. Be steadfast. Don't let nobody sway you away from your dreams and your vision. And go at it 110%. Because nobody's going to take care of you but you. So you got to make it happen for yourself. And then, only then, you can start taking care of others.
Amen to
Man.
that.
Yeah.
That's preaching some of the good word right there. Amen. Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ,
Church.
amen.
Church.
Church. Anybody else got any last questions? We want to do a rapid fire. We can do that too.
Please don't ask me my top 5 sneakers.
Oh,
What's your
you're
top-
waiting for
What's
that.
your top? What's your
We'll have
top
that.
6 sneakers?
Bro, top 5 is hard. That is very hard.
Hey, are you checks over stripes?
I told you, yeah. I told
Okay.
you I fell in love with the Pro Keds. That was my first love of sneakers. So we're going to put that Pro Ked in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's because it's sentimental to me. Also, you guys are going to be shocked on this one. You might be, you might not be. The Adidas Forum.
Ooh.
That's in my top 5, hands down. Because one of my top 3 favorite athletes is Patrick Ewing.
Mm.
And Patrick Ewing was the air controller who wore the Adidas Forum. That was the first $100 pair of shoes, too.
Wow.
And you talking
Teaching
about
us.
somebody drooling over that shoe? Because there was no way Mom Dukes was paying for that one. So,
You mess with the lows or just highs in those?
just highs.
Just highs.
Yeah. I got
That's-
quite a few pair upstairs, but I keep it classic. It's just the classic colorways, the blue and white and the white on white. I got those. The threes is definitely a top 5. I love the threes and that elephant print.
Mm.
The 4s and the 11s and the close 6 is a 6.
Oh,
That's 6
that's
sneakers, and the 6 is in the top 6. I love the 6, man. I love the 6s.
that's an uncommon favorite Jordan, at least.
I love the 6. I absolutely love the 6.
Is it related to is it just the silhouette, or is it related to a memory of Jordan in those
It's
6s?
related. It's related to a memory. Definitely related to a memory. My wife had bought me a pair of 6s. I had came back from training somewhere. I was gone for 3 months, and I came back, and there was no store around where I could buy a pair on my own. And my wife decided that she was going to make it happen for me. I never asked for it. I didn't request it. Nothing. She knew I loved sneakers, and she went and got me that Jordan 6. So when I got home from training, it was sitting right there on the coffee table, and I think I hugged this sneaker tighter than I hugged her. So that's why the 6 is definitely up there for me.
That's awesome.
6 is awesome.
Hey, that shoe was just an extension of her, so I think that's a reasonable hug. I mean, that counts.
No doubt. No doubt.
So I joke around with my wife all the time about when I die, what the things I want to happen to my body. And so she knows exactly what shoe I want to be buried in. And it's the Jordan 1 Bread. It'll go with the black suit. I'll look good. No issues. When I go up to heaven, I'll just be wearing the bread, I guess, for the rest of eternity. So I'm cool with that. So
Manna, baby. Manna.
What are you getting buried in?
Black Cement 3.
Yep, I like that. I'll see you in heaven. We'll be toe tapping all over each other.
I think that was my answer back in the day when we did that question. It's a great pair.
Yeah, that Black Cement 3, man, that thing. Even what was it, the 2020 pair?
Yeah,
that pair,
crack.
Not bad.
that pair cracked on me. The paint.
That's the
they
issue.
all do that. They all do that.
Jordan 3s, Jordan 4s as well. Not great for cracking.
Landon, what do you got for us?
I got a question. So you got the forums, which I don't think we've ever talked about the forums. So in that same to that same era, Shell toes. You ever mess with the shell toes?
Oh, you missed it.
Absolutely.
He talked about the shell toes a little
Oh
bit.
shoot! Okay,
Absolutely.
let's go.
Absolutely. The shell toes, Run DMC era. I couldn't wear them with no shoestrings though.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
do
How do they
that.
keep them on? I didn't know how they kept them on their feet without
You know
shoestrings.
how they kept them on their feet? Because they wear like 3 or 4 pair of socks.
Socks.
Yeah.
Double and triple up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they triple up and make their foot really fat and they stay on their feet. But me personally, I couldn't do it with the tongue flinging out and no. I did the fat laces and the toothbrush in my back pocket,
Yes,
but
sir.
I didn't do the no shoestring.
Yes, sir.
The eighth
But yeah,
wonder of
you
the
guys-
world.
You guys better take heed, man. Them forums is no joke, man. I love them forums. They
I
probably
don't feel like Adidas comes out with any high forums anymore. I don't. All the retros that they've been putting out look to me like they're all lows. Maybe I'm forgetting some, but
well, they doing that Bad Bunny thing now.
yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Casting
I
some
mean,
shade.
I'm not a fan of them. Altered. I'm a fan of. Well, actually, they do a pair that had like a McDonald's logo on them. I think it was a nod to like McDonald's All American game or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
do
sure.
think I remember them. I think they had a high and a low for
Yeah,
that, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
I will say
forums
the Lakers
definitely-
colorway of the forums. Excellent.
Yeah.
Purple and
Yeah,
gold.
yeah.
Mm.
I'll pass on those for the simple fact that I'm a Knicks fan. So
Oh,
Mm.
yikes.
So,
Shots fired.
well, you didn't put this in your. You mentioned Patrick Ewing as your favorite athlete. Did you ever have the Ewings, his own brand?
I had one pair of Ewings when they
Okay.
first came out, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
I haven't.
That's a big bulky shoe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I had a pair, and then eventually my son could wear them, and he blew right through them. Look, I'm 5'8" and change. My son is 6'2". So when my son was 11 years old, he wore size 11. I wear size 10. And I never changed. Like my foot size is 9.5, 10, depending on how much weight I gain. So I'm pretty much a 10 right now. But my son was 10, he wore 10. So imagine a 10-year-old out front playing ball in my Jordans.
No
He's gonna
regard for
destroy
human
him.
life.
Yeah, he's gonna destroy him. So for that 1 year, when he from 9, well, actually 2 years, from 9 years old to almost 11, he went through 90% of my Jordans, blew them all out, blew them out. So I had to start all over.
This
Cool.
feels like a therapy session at this point.
Yeah, it is. It's all good. I remind him about it all the time. He's like, "Hey, remember you had those True Blues, and my toe went." I said, "Yeah, I remember that."
This is breaking my heart right
He
now.
had an effing graveyard of Jordans. But what's great about my son is this: as he grew, his foot got bigger, and on base, like nobody was wearing size 13s and 14s. So I would go to the base and find Oreo 6s, things of that nature on the clearance rack for like 50, 60 bucks in a size 13 and 14. So I used to just grab everything, just grab it all for him. And to this day, he still has them all.
That's incredible.
That's really cool.
Now, some of them aren't wearable, but most of them still are. And he still wears them.
That is fantastic. Well, Jamaine, I know you stopped all your side hustle work to join us for an hour and kick the crap around. So
It's been fun, man.
I really appreciate it, and it has been a blessing for us. I mean, I'm just very thankful. I don't know why you decided to agree to come on this show, but I'm very thankful you did. I appreciate all the work that you've done.
You support me. You show love. I take a little bit of time out of my day to reciprocate, man. That's how it works. That's how the world goes round.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever, if ever, I'm not going to say when, but if ever we get a dedicated space for this podcast, a studio, you're going to be the first person we call to
First
get
thing.
some sign on the wall for sure. We've
100%.
got to have
doubt.
something in our studio when we get that going.
Love to
so
do
dope.
it, man. Love to do it. And
Yeah.
I would take a nod from what silhouette you already have there, and I'll just create from there.
All right. We want this right here. Let me pull it back up. I want this whole thing. Just look at
Bam!
that. With your logo, everything. That'd be a pretty dope
Bam!
sign. You can do
That
some
is
neon,
dope.
right?
That yes, of course.
All right. Yeah,
That is
we'll
dope.
have to figure that out once we get going. But yeah, like I said, thank you. At this point in the show, I think we're just gonna go around us three and say what we learned today, give you your flowers, and then we'll sign off. So Dan, what'd you learn today?
Work hard and play hard, but always have a goal in mind.
Landon, what you got?
I learned I got to step my dad game up. I mean,
I'm with you.
respect. Respect.
Yeah, there was I
That's
was gonna
great.
say that there's a lot of grace in that household that I don't know if I could find that grace if all my sneakers were burned through like that. But
Hey man, he's
That's
the
not-
only one. He's the only son
Yeah.
I had, so it's all good.
What I learned is I loved when you said stay true to what is right, and that when you started, I guess in the Navy is when you started. I'm sure you started learning way before then, but how many things, like whenever you'd have time off, you'd go learn something else, and eventually that turned into what you're doing, and why we wanted you to come on here. But just the keep learning every day is key, and I think that's a really cool aspect of your story. So again, thank you for coming on and sharing your story, sharing your heart with us. If you ever want to come on again, I assure you that we will ask you to come on again. Now that you've agreed to come on once, we're going to keep that in our back pocket. But if you ever have anything that you want to talk about, or anything that you want to share, any cool new silhouettes that you have, anything like that, hit us up. We'd be happy to have you at any time on this podcast. So
No
again,
doubt,
thank
man.
you so much. And then the last, very, very last thing, any shout outs, and tell us where we can follow you, find you, everything like that.
Well, I'm on haven't you heard on all platforms: Twitter, Facebook, and IG. Even TikTok. I'm on TikTok now as well. I pretty much stay on Instagram for the most part. I do a lot of business on Instagram. I need to branch out and start doing some things on like Pinterest and stuff like that. But guys, you already know it's just me. I'm gonna pace myself. I'm not gonna be overwhelmed with all that stuff. If people love what I do, word of mouth travels, and that's how they find me. And life is good, man. Life is good. But before I go, I told you I was gonna show you those 12.
Oh yes,
Yes.
show us those 12s. We
Let
want to
me
see that
let me
silhouette.
go. Let me grab it real quick. Did you guys see them Vans I made?
I did,
I'm looking
yeah, the
at them
red
right
ones.
now.
I have never worn Vans, but my son already has 4 pair, and he's 2 years old. So that might be on his wall.
This is fresh paint right here.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if you can see it.
That is sick.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, my I don't have a 12 yet, but the 12 that I want is the taxi colorway. So I'm going to be watching
Oh yeah,
on your
baby.
page for those. That is beautiful. The detail on the toe box.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, here we go.
He said taxi. I heard him.
That's the GOAT 12 for sure. Best 12
Don't they
around.
have like the little gold eyelet up top?
Yeah, I think so. The Royal 12s did. Oh, look at that. You can't tell me that's not the greatest 12 you can see for miles.
Jeez.
I like the
Look at the
detail.
detail in that.
That's
What are you using
unreal.
for those eyelets? Those are perfect. That's like
That's
a
wood.
1-for-1 match.
That's wood.
What?
Man.
How long did this take you? This particular silhouette?
Creating the silhouette I had it on the back burner for about a year, and then 2 weeks ago I said I'm gonna fucking make it happen. Excuse my
go.
language. So I made it happen,
That's what I'm talking about.
and I
Those-
absolutely love the way they came out. They came out pretty dope.
It looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
I
I
like
don't
the leopard. What is that? A
Mhm.
leopard skin or whatever? The
Yeah.
little nodules on there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
That's insane. I don't
When,
know if you could have made it come out better. Anybody could have made it come out better.
yeah. I
When
tried.
is that? When is the website? When is the website gonna be back up and running? I know
Well,
it's not
I'm-
down, but when are you selling again?
I'm selling now. It just depends on what you want. If you want a custom order, that's months down the road. But as far as sneaker silhouettes, I'll take orders on the back end on the DM. Because if I open a website and I put limited quantities, I'll still be on the hook for getting those limited quantities out before Christmas, and it's just not feasible. It's just not.
You got to
Because
sleep.
I
at
put
some
too
point.
much time and effort into everything that I do. So everything got to be 100% for me to ship it out. So I just limit my orders for the simple fact that I know how tedious I can be with the craft that I'm doing. And people appreciate that. And when they do, they spend their hard-earned money, and I'm going to give them 100% quality product.
That's what I'm talking about.
So if you guys want something, DM me and I'll make it happen for you.
Yep. If you're listening to this and you're not on YouTube watching this, we will go to our Instagram. We will shout out Haven't Shoe Heard on Instagram. You can go through our page. You can go on the search search function of Instagram. Type it in. You guys know how to use Instagram. You can find them. You can figure it out. But for us, I'd say that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. Thank you again, Jamaine, for joining us. Remember, go on iTunes and rate 5 stars and review. Go follow us on Instagram at stilldrippintn. Landon, Dan, you guys got final words? What you got for us?
We love you all. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we always appreciate it.
I
We
love
appreciate that. Peace.
Y'all
Thanks
be
again,
safe,
Jamaine.
man. No problem. Have a great night, guys.
Hey, you
Appreciate
too.
you, man.
Let's get this money.
Dude,